Welcome to the Filmmakers Forward podcast.
Hello, welcome to the Filmmakers Forward podcast. I'm Isaiah Sweed.
I'm J.A Levi.
And I'm Eric St. Martin.
And this is the Filmmakers Forward podcast.
Did you get that? So today's topic, we were speaking on how to stay creative and not hit those plateaus. How to, successfully avoid burnout from, making what you want to make and doing what you want to do.
Yeah. I feel like those are two things you don't quite think of, especially when you're starting out. I feel like you just don't, because you're so excited to get into that creative aspect, that mindset. And so you're not really worried about burnout. If anything, you're ready for a bunch of work to come at you, and then all of a sudden, at some point, and you tell me your guys' ideas on this, but at some point you do hit that where you've kind of had enough. Even if the burnout is not even creatively, sometimes it's in a matter of like if you're going out on like all these auditions and you're getting rejected time after time after time.
Yeah.
You can get burnt out there as well, and you just kind of have to step away from it. And you feel, for myself, I'll say, I feel almost bad, like if you're trying to strive for your dream of getting in the industry, whatever it is, and you, in your mind's telling you like, hey, this is I've kind of had enough right now, could step away for a little bit, take your mind off it. You feel a little bit guilty, which is kind of a weird feeling. And for me, it took a while, but I do find ways of kind of stepping aside, even if it's for a day or two, week, obviously anytime. So I'm not originally from Los Angeles. If I go back to Minnesota, I always feel like that's a good way to kind of step away.
Minnesota, eh?
Yeah. Very thick, nice accent there. But I feel like that's a good thing for myself, is kind of stepping away, hanging with friends, family, kind of away from it, and you get this rejuvenized energy to get back in it full force, that type of stuff. I don't know what your guys' thoughts on it are.
I would definitely agree. A break is always necessary, no
Yeah.
matter what it is. And, it's just tough, coming from out of state or even just trying to make it on your own. Like, you gotta eat, you gotta pay bills still, and it's like you still need to have a job on top of all the energy and your heart and soul that you're consistently pouring into auditions or self-tapes. It's, it gets rough, but...
Yeah. Do you have something that you go to or like that helps you take your mind off it if you are feeling burnt out, or have you're not feeling burnt out yet?
No. To answer your question, yes. I felt very burnt out plenty of times.
Yeah.
Like, I'm human, the same as everyone else, but for me, it's working out. I think gym definitely keeps my mind off of it.
Yeah.
I've actually recently picked up the Bible again. Now go ahead and take that as you would like, if you subscribe to that or not. But, that's just me, and that's what I've definitely learned. And family. Yeah.
And does that help? I mean, just, I don't even know, like loosen you up, or just simply get your mind away and not think about what there is to do next for yourself, kind of, or...
It gets my mind off of it for the time being, because I know that's where I think the sense of placebo sometimes comes in, where people think it's like, oh, you're just distracting. It's like, well, no, I'm just taking a break.
Right, yeah. Yes, you could look at it as a distraction, but at the same way.
Everybody has that inner voice, though, telling them you're not doing it right, or...
Oh, constantly.
You're not enough. That's the big thing.
You sit on the couch for 1 second, you're like, why are you doing this? Like, go work. But you can't constantly be working 100% of the time. It's kind of, like, there's truth to it, but there's also, you have to be realistic enough that you can't just be doing that at all hours of the day. I kind of going on your part about music, I'll have that sometimes with writing. Like, if I'm writing something and just can't figure out a way to get around a certain situation, and you're going like night after night where you're up getting no sleep, and then all of a sudden one night you finally get like a good night's sleep, your mind's already thinking about it, and all of a sudden, it may hit you in the morning, just a good night's sleep, and sometimes all you need, like, okay, just a little relaxed mind is all I kind of needed. It's
people don't
pushing
realize
yourself too hard, and you're kind of stuck there, and you're not realizing how much you're putting a stop to your creative mindset.
I think, especially now, I like that now it's being supported. It's being talked about more. Is focusing on your mental health, man. We'll focus on bettering yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like sometimes you gotta put that machismo aside, especially like for us guys to put that pride the pride aside and actually take time to better yourself. And before you know, it's like you said, gym helps out, man. Just taking a walk in the park, listening to some music, and you'd be surprised that actually helps out, man. And then with focus on your mental will actually get you the creative juices you need to create.
Yeah, it's helped me. I'd say in the past maybe 2-3 years, I feel like I can definitely be one to keep a lot of stuff in, but it just being vulnerable enough to even just speak to people about just stuff that's kind of bugging you and talking through some situations. That's super helpful. Yeah,
the big V word, vulnerable. It's definitely
it's tough. It's very tough.
It's tough.
You think you have to be perceived a certain way, but the more you do that, the more you kind of talk stuff out. Even if it's simple, like if it's collaborating on a project, talking it out, or if it's very deep, something that's really kind of hurting you or whatever, just a struggle in your life, talking that out. It could be on either end of the spectrum in terms of how severe it is, but either way, it helps. It helps, and then once that's kind of off your shoulders, again, going back to the creativity, you're like, okay, that's just one less thing that I'm really thinking of, or that's like super like in my mind right now, and then it allows you to be again more creative.
Which also I think we could all agree is that the art that we create is part of our vulnerability. I mean, we all have things going on in our lives, and it's like, in a way, this art is our way out. You know what I'm saying? We're showing through our art.
Yeah, it helps.
A piece of ourselves.
Right.
like I'm stressed, I'm depressed, I'm mad, I'm freaking happy, and you show that through your work. Or whatever you're working on, you're letting it out little by little. It helps. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's also the biggest thing is the struggle coming from a faraway land, like you from Minnesota, me from Northern California. It's definitely the case of you took that leap to come out here and you did it,
right.
And then of course you've been out here longer than I have, but of course then unfortunately I feel like that's probably where that creative block does come in, where you think, well, I've been out here long enough, why don't I have more to show for it? Or I feel that way sometimes.
Yeah.
But things take time, especially in this industry, whether it's film, music. I mean, some of the best musicians or best artists, they didn't make it until they were far later on, unless you were a childhood star.
Right.
But look at the nightmares some of them went through.
Actually, well, before we actually even end the podcast, what's new for you guys? Could this coming week or anything that you guys are looking forward to?
I'll say one thing for the group. This is completely off topic, but I brought this up to the group today. We had one of our actors, the leading actor in My Symphony, get a award of excellence for the Hispanic International Film Festival, which is awesome. Kevin Lamb.
Kevin Lamb. We have a friend. Say his name. Kevin Lamb. Shout out to Kevin, man.
South Central Los Angeles.
South Central.
That's it's huge for us just because we have been putting the time in as a group, and to get recognized even a little bit is awesome for us and for him, because he's definitely been putting that hard work in. So we applaud him.
We're all happy for Kevin, man. Shout out to Kevin.
Awesome.
He deserves it. I mean, it's like, all right, here's the little cringe. Filmmakers Forward is moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's right there in your notes. You gotta pay for this. You don't gotta pay for these films.
Shout out to Kevin, man. Little by little, I'm telling you, it's like if people only knew, man, just stay consistent, keep working. Don't focus, like you said. Don't focus on making the homemaking. No, enjoy what you're doing while you're doing it.
As long as you love what you're doing, I mean, the results will be there.
And look what
came out. Don't what? What'd you say?
What'd I say?
Don't focus.
No, don't
focus. I'm adding fluff. I was watching the Mike Myers special the other night, and he goes, "Hey, what the fuck us? What? Focus? Focus? Yeah, fuck us." And it's really funny.
But besides that was you have a gig at Sundance.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do some. I've been waiting the last couple years to just volunteer at Sundance and put my name in the hat to try to do that. And finally, they reached out. They're looking for some volunteers, which again, hopefully one day make it there with a film. But
hopefully, not. That's not the right word.
We will.
In the
Absolutely.
coming week, I will be going there to just volunteer, see how everything works, just be in the atmosphere, which I think will be fun. And that's one thing I want to do, and I think I said on one of the previous podcasts, going into this year, is just getting out there, seeing more, getting to more film festivals, kind of socializing a bit more, stuff like that. Even if I'm volunteering my time to work for them, I just want to do that, kind of get that. Is that it's to me the shittier part of it. I'm going out and trying to network and whatnot.
Right.
Not necessarily my cup of tea, but it is fun. And I think that'd be something that would be.
You gotta get
fun
out your
to
comfort
go
zone.
to.
That's the only way to only way to grow. So
Yeah.
shout out to Eric, man, going
That's
to
really fun.
volunteer at Sundance. Let's go.
Let's
That's
go.
something, man.
Let's go.
Sundance. That's the spot.
Isaiah, what do you got going on? Anything new? Anything coming this week? Or
Oh man, I have lived. I climbed Kilimanjaro. I shot a cow with a bazooka. Now I'm not proud of that. I did it. Now I will say on the grand, I'm actually was going to say, of course, I'm working with. I'm going to do a little bit of promotion here. Check out Agent Lucky on YouTube. It should be there. I'm actually working with somebody from the films program, LA Film School, Spencer Tomich. You guys might have seen him on Nicky, Ricky, Dicky, and Dawn. Check that out. We got that going. I'm actually filming with him tomorrow, on top of everything else. I'm really happy to bring some newcomers into the group. Some of them are on the sidelines currently, and some of them are not. But no, that's really what I have going on. Really happy to see where the future brings.
Yeah, it'll be. That should be. Oh, one last thing. Last. I got, as of yesterday, signed contract to edit a feature film.
Ooh!
Non-union.
non-union.
It's
fine.
Still something.
So
Big F.
yeah, gonna edit that and get it back to him. A couple guys out of Michigan.
Oh, nice.
Got a film down, and we're looking for an editor, like their stuff. So do that for them. That should be fun.
This is gonna be a hot take. Avid or Adobe?
Adobe.
You got it. You did that. You did that, Avid.
All right. Last
Pick your game up.
No, you guys are great. Don't worry. It's just annoying.
Last but not least, I graduate film school on the 31st.
Yes, fuck yeah.
Hear that? Cap and
So-
gown.
That's awesome.
Cap and gown.
Be there. We'll
Be there, be square. Graduating with my associates. Feels good to have finished school.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm gonna have more time to focus on acting, and of course, we talk about getting your foot in the door, start applying to internships, get starting positions, and as an assistant or whatever it takes. But
That's fucking sweet.
I feel like I achieved something good. I feel like I did something good for myself.
This is
You
a
know
great
what I'm saying?
step. Great
Oh,
step
yeah.
for the new year.
Good step forward.
2024.
Yeah, 2024.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
So with that, guys, thank you for having us. Thank you.
Oh
for
wait, last thing. Sorry, I will also be joining him on graduation about a month or two after. So I also need the cap and gown.
Yes.
1 degree, $10,000 debt. Oh, it's gonna be
It's
fantastic.
totally worth it. Totally
There you
worth
go.
it.
Yes, he will also be graduating in a couple months. So
Yeah,
with-
thanks.
I said it first.
I said it second.
With that, thank you for
Appreciate ya.
listening, and we look forward to having you guys listen on the next podcast. So
Thank you.
with that,
Also,
thank you guys. Oh,
Go,
ahead.
you
Shut
finish.
the
I'm
fuck
sorry.
Yeah. I'm J.A Levi.
Eric St. Martin.
Oh, Isaiah Sweed. No,
And this is the Filmmakers Forward podcast.
Cut.
that's the one.
All right.
You gotta.